because the other day we had the same thing with what's her name, our last host. So while it's counting down,
Mm-hmm.
I know. Okay, we are live. We're live on Facebook. We are live already. So tell me, how is your day been?
My day has been relaxing and very peaceful.
Hmm, I like that. So what did you do differently to make your day relaxing, peaceful, just in case there's somebody who is out there wondering how they can make their day go live?
You know, I choose to pause for the cause of me
Mm-hmm.
regularly. So that makes every day relaxing and peaceful. And when it gets to be too much,
Mm-hmm.
I have been taking a siesta.
Okay.
So that for those who don't know, after lunch, I sleep for 2 hours.
All
And
right.
so
So
this has been my summer.
I want you to pause there because we have not welcomed our guests yet, so that they will know that we are officially live.
Mm,
So we're just doing back behind the scenes talking. In case you're watching and wondering, what are these ladies chatting about?
yeah.
So just in case we haven't met, my name is Bridget O. Michaels, and I am the host of the Girl Fix Your Crown retreat. Just in case you haven't heard or you haven't seen it. And with me today, I have the incredible, beautiful, elegant, you can tell. Just look at the gorgeous, amazing goddess herself. That's what she calls herself. Cordelia online. And who is Cordelia? So Cordelia is a sexology, and I don't like taking it away the shine from our guest. So I'm going to give her an opportunity to properly introduce herself, and then why she goes by the title, the sex goddess. All right. So
Mm.
stay tuned and grab your drinks. Yes, grab whatever it is that you drink, whether it's coffee, tea, whatever beverages you're drinking, or water if you are very healthy, whatever it is you're drinking, because we do not judge here. Just bring whatever you are comfortable in, and we are just comfortable in our own spaces. And hey, be open to ask your burning questions. You know those secret questions that you have in your heart when it comes to relationship, that you don't have a bestie to ask. You don't have, like me, I don't have, natural parents. My parents are long dead, but I have a couple, moms here and there that I can ask questions. But sometimes I still get very shy to ask this kind of intimate questions. So here is your key. You just have to chat, just drop it in your comment. We don't have to call out your name, and we can speak into those questions and those things that you have been having in your mind with Cordelia. So Cordelia, over to you. Take it away.
And so today I am just, you want me to introduce myself first before we get into
Yes,
the
introduce
topic?
yourself. Let them get to know who you are and why you
Ah,
are called the sexology sex goddess. So I don't know what it is you call yourself.
so Bridget, I love how you've changed and altered my title. I actually call myself the ultimate joy goddess, inviting women to choose pleasure so that they can enjoy multi orgasmic living. Now, I am,
Wait,
let
that,
me
that,
pause,
that
take that in.
yeah, that feels like a big word, right? And
Mhm.
I like simple stuff. So what does all of that orgasmic pleasure, living, what are all of that? What does it mean? What does it mean to someone who's just scrolling over the page of social media? They don't know what that means.
Yeah. What that means is I invite you to remember that you're worthy of pleasure and desire.
Mm.
And especially if you've been married for 20 years or more,
Mm.
you deserve to enjoy your husband. And he, this is the time if you've been unsatisfied in the bedroom or in any intimate way with your husband, this is the time to speak up. So, we're going to talk about how to communicate your desires so that you can actually enjoy sex.
Mm.
And so that you can actually uh, invite him into intimacy in the ways that you desire. So, whether it comes from you reading erotica to fulfill your desires, right? Or if it just comes from you're a traditional woman, right? But you have untraditional thoughts and you don't want him to think strange things about you. Believe me, if you've been married for 20 years, he already knows. So this is the time to get yours, and getting there, because we're women, we like to have conversations. And usually, most women are stimulated intellectually before their body turns on. So you may have perhaps been repressing yourself. And so this is where the communication is very important, getting to know the way to speak up for what you really, really want, and it could be something so simple. When I say multi-orgasmic, I don't even mean that salaciously, right? Because we have skin. And there are ways that we are aroused that have nothing to do with our quote unquote genitalia, you know? And so that's the invitation when I say to choose pleasure, and also choosing pleasure in every moment. Because when you think about it, every minute of your day cumulatively creates your end of day and your evening, and whether or not you can rest and relax and go to sleep, right? So that your body is even in a state that it could be aroused. But if every moment of your day is filled with stress and anxiety, then you're not, by the end of the day, cumulatively, you're going to be in a state.
That's right.
And not something that's welcoming for, enjoying your food or wanting to sit down, or or any kind of just relaxing conversation, right? Everything is going to be on your nerves. So, we're going to talk about creating, or we are having the discussion about creating pleasurable moments throughout your day. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Cordelia. I really like that. You know, excuse me. My allergies are flaring ill up like crazy this week, but I'm trying to just hold it there. So I know that there are a lot of busy professionals in our midst and in our circles. It's not as if they don't actually still love their spouses, but they find that juggling life, work, the home, and all the things that they're doing, including entrepreneurs as well, is beginning to affect their bedroom relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And before you know it, they become like strangers. They all come back in from work. The man climbs into the bed, face the other side. The woman climbs on the bed, face the other side because they're tired,
Mm-hmm.
or tired. And they're genuinely tired. So, what will you advise a couple or a woman who is going to come to the God Fix Your Crown retreat? What will you advise her to do in order to rekindle that desire that they once had, whilst they were still young in marriage?
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, even relationships that are like 5 years old, they still have this kind of issues this day because everybody's work, 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 work.
Right. So again, I'm going to make it a little bit more practical.
Okay.
So what fatigues us, what exhausts us,
Mm,
is the way we spend our moments during our day, right?
mm,
And so even at work, right? It's the way you prepare to go to work. Many of you, I'm sure, already have a beautiful morning practice of, maybe you meditate, maybe you pray, maybe you exercise. Um, Whatever it is that you have during that practice, why did you choose that practice? To set the tone of your day. What happens is you leave that meditative state, right? And you rush to grab your breakfast, and then you rush to go get a coffee, And then, you're in transit to the office, and instead of staying in that, setting the tone for your day, right? What if you did not rush to grab your breakfast? What if you knew, I say everyone talks about morning practices, I'm about evening practices. So
Okay.
before you go to sleep at night, you've already envisioned the day that you're having from a place of creation,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
And you're choosing to do certain things. And one of those things is you can choose to create your breakfast so that you'll have already prepared what you need available so that it will nourish you for your day.
Okay.
So, what I'm describing here, right, that's you're preparing for the day the night before. And then as you have experiences, right, you will, um, someone cuts you off in traffic, someone steps on your toe, you know what I mean? In the elevator, like your choice in each of those moments, or, maybe you have a meeting that doesn't go the way you expected.
Hmm.
In those stressful moments, you have a choice to exhaust yourself or exalt yourself.
Can you say that again? To
You have
exhaust yourself or exalt yourself.
exalt yourself,
Oh,
right?
God, I like that. Can somebody chuck that in for us?
So the definition of exhausting yourself is, oh man, I can't believe blah blah blah, right? Now you're upset. And what if you paused for the cause of you,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
And I'm not even suggesting that you take a breath, but you choose to find your center. You choose to find your dignity in the moment,
Mm.
right? Which may cause you to take a breath. And then you in that pause ask yourself, is this, how many heartbeats is this worth? Because you're giving up life every time you choose to hand your power over to a negative moment.
Good. Somebody has helped us to put it.
exhaust, exhaust, Exhausted or exalted yourself. And to exalt yourself would be the pause, would be the question, and would be like, this is worth no heartbeats,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
I would like my heartbeats I would love to have my heartbeats at the end of the day so that I can do what I want to do, right? Right now, you're doing what you need to do.
Okay, I want to interrupt here a bit because what I can hear you say right now is for couples, for a man and a woman in a relationship, it is key for one to periodically or daily meditate
Hmm.
and also to ground yourself. And all she's saying is learning to pause before you act. That reaction, because somebody cuts you off in traffic when you're driving to work, you're already agitated, you're already upset. And so before you get into your place of work or your place of business, just because of what has already happened before, any little thing can trigger you again to the point of you're getting exhausted. So what Cordelia is advising us as the expert here is ground yourself. Choose, be intentional in how you behave. And that's taking us again to mental health.
Yeah.
For your emotional intelligence. Learn to be a controlled human being, especially as women who are leading other women or leading a home or you're leading your business. You want to be seen as confident, empowered, grounded, controlled, and calm. Trust me, I have come across a number of men who tells you that a woman who has all of this turns them on. Seriously. It could go both ways. I know that there are some men that cannot stand confident women. I always say that those men, they need to do a little bit of work on themselves. I don't know if you agree with me on that. They really need to do
I believe everyone needs to do work on themselves.
themselves. Yes, I mean, when
Yes.
you are I mean, but when you find yourself as a man being intimidated by a woman's confidence, her demeanor, her cadence, everything that she brings to the table, then that calls for something for you to find yourself like, what is going on in my own life? Why do I find this woman intimidating?
Hmm.
Because a lot of men find women who are confident, who are calm, collected, and grounded, sexy, and very attractive. Do you agree with me on that?
I agree with you on that.
Good. And
Yeah.
then, yes, I see that Mr. ID is saying that you trade your life positively. Oh my God, I love that. So that means you are positive in everything that you do in your relationship. Because see here, I know that we are on a line or something, but I just want to say something here, because a lot of people think that money is the only thing that causes problem in a marriage.
Hmm.
I disagree.
No, I disagree. Yeah.
Can you speak to the aspect of having the sex,
Yeah.
in a relationship, especially when we are crossing down boundaries of 5 years, 10 years, we are not so familiar with one another, so it doesn't count anymore. Well, how do we rev that up?
Yeah. So, sexual health has everything to do with your mental health and your emotional state and your
I'm gonna take that.
ability.
I'm gonna take that. Sexual health.
Health has everything to do with your mental health and your ability to be calm and mentally stable. And so I would say the longer that you've been married, the more curious you must be about your partner, right? You get to be about your partner because you're growing every day, you're evolving every day, and so are they.
Mm-hmm.
And so, there may be things that you want to introduce to him, or there
Mm,
may be this is some, just like you research the latest meditation technique, or the latest exercise, or the latest superfood, or the latest brain exercise. Research other forms of intimacy.
ooh.
This is very important for the relationship to stay together. There are many spiritual traditions that believe that marriage is half of your worship, right? And if it's half of your worship, just like you enjoy praying, you must enjoy having sex with your life partner, right? Because they're going to help you be a better, um, you know, be spiritually uplifted. It will help you with your connection, your divine connection. And most importantly, it'll help you to see the pleasurable moments in your day.
Mm,
It will help you to see, um, it will help you to have more compassion for others and yourself.
mm,
So that's the outward facing. And I want to address that first because I know how difficult the conversation can be for some women
mhm,
about having sex. And so I want to approach the conversation from an adult perspective where, I've got practical things to do. Yes. And in order to do them better, you need to also have sex, and and I am talking about married people or partnered people, people that are already partnered. I'm not saying if you're single, go grab somebody, and that will not help your mental health. I just want to put that the disclaimer here. For if you're single and you're unpartnered, grabbing someone to have sex with will destroy your mental health,
that's right.
actually, because the same thing that can be a medicine can also be a poison. And
That's
we know that in all things, whether it's food, exercise, or whatever. Too much or the wrong kind, right? That would be an example of the wrong kind of sex. So the wrong kind of sex is really bad for your mental health. But the,
very good. You
the
heard
right
that. If you're watching, you heard that. Please.
I just like I don't because this will come back to haunt me. Somebody one day, I shouldn't even call that in, but I'm just saying
Yeah.
people will take things out of context. So
Mm-hmm.
the That I must say that.
Yeah, and then also we're matured. Matured. This is a matured forum, and these are things that are never talked about. You know,
Right.
these are things that never mentioned, and so the that's the one of the reason for the girl fix your crown, because I want, the goal for me, or the mission that I had in mind, was for the overall transformation of that woman, so that she can be a better woman, not only in the boardroom, in the bedroom, and also in the broader community. Because here is another thing that I also wanted to talk about when you're talking about, how we can really have those conversations, and or how we communicate our desires, vis-a-vis both man and the woman in a relationship that has endured over time. One, and then secondly, I know that men and women are wired differently. And if you are a man watching this, please correct me, prove me wrong, or prove me right, or chat in, comment. Let me see. A man solves problems differently from a woman. A man has a problem. Why do you think that the man grabs to the woman for affection, and then boom, they are fired up to go do that thing that they want to do? A man has a decision to make, and then all of a sudden, he wants to have sex. He does that, and boom, he's not energetic to really process the idea that he wants to process. I've seen this again and again, and I've seen a lot of men talk about this with me. So I know. But a woman is not like that. A woman has a project she wants to done. She wants to get all of that project done. She wants to cook, clean the house, take care of the children, do the homework, do all her business chores, do the laundry, do all of that. And then before you come and tell her that business of bedroom. So now you're telling me that how do I, as a woman, and I'm in a marriage with this man, how do I now structure it? Or I don't know how to ask you this question right now without making it so complicated. How do I position myself when I'm having that conversation with my partner, knowing this? Maybe he wants to have sex so that he can go make better decision in his project, and me, I want to clear up all of these things before I have it. So how do we both come into that oneness without causing a friction, if you know what I mean?
I love that question. So, you know, this is where it's about speaking toward, about your desires, right?
Yeah.
So the things that you truly desire is you need some order and beautification in your space
Mm-hmm.
before you can clear your mind and have your body ready to even think never mind doing having sex, right? So this your greatest desire is for these things to happen. So this is the conversation to start the what do you call it, the sweet talk, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what could really help me in this moment,
Okay.
and this is when you, in your, you know whatever is appropriate for your relationship, but in your kindest voice, I'll say that, right? In your kindest voice, you know make some suggestions. I would be more than willing to, and whatever it is, he likes the best. Say that if you could help me with one or two things, right? And now he wants to listen, right? And so, sure, what is it? You know? Oh, could you just, and so now it's, you start delegating your desires, right?
Mm.
And so you're already, just seeing him comply with your request, right? So you make a request for him to clean the kitchen, right? Put away the laundry, put the kids to sleep, whatever it is that is the most stressful thing for you that must be done, right? And maybe you're someone who likes to fold the laundry, or you're someone who, likes to clean the kitchen. Whatever it is that you actually like, you
Mm.
pick those things to do and you delegate the rest. right? And one of the things you could delegate if you don't want to think too hard because you had to think all day is, you know what? If you could um, just talk to the kids, let's say you have more than one child, right? If you could talk to the kids and see if you could get them to, right? Now you're fully delegating everything. And maybe there's only one of those things that you actually like to do. And you need rest. And you may want to sit alone for a minute and stare at the ceiling. Like you may need to do that. Or you may need to take a shower. And if you invite your partner with kindness into delegating, you get to watch everything you have requested get done and you're calming yourself down, right? Okay, here's the hard part. I know I'm a mother of 6 children. I know you guys are probably thinking, what does she know? And blah, blah, blah. I was married for 20 years, so I did this a lot, right? And so the hard part is to watch them do it not the way that you do it. And this is why I'm going to invite you to go and find a nice quiet place in your house and just don't watch. Don't care about how they're doing it. Just allow your request to be fulfilled because that is the open door to you receiving, right? And when we're talking about having intercourse, it's you're receiving as well as giving, right? So this is a energetic reciprocity. But you get this, think of this delegation process
Mm-hmm.
as a form of foreplay, right? Again, making every moment pleasurable, right? So even when you request, right? So we're not going to come home and be a drill sergeant, blah, 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 right? Because now what are we doing? We already talked about exhausting or exalting yourself. So you exhaust yourself when you're a drill sergeant, right?
That's right.
And you don't even want to think about, like, don't touch me, right?
Oh, I have a headache. Imaginary
Right.
headache.
Of course, of course you do. You just wound yourself up. But when you exalt yourself, i.e., get into your goddessness, right? And you make a request, may I make a request? Now you have people's attention because you don't use that language in the first place, right? I never said that. May I make a request? Could you? And then start delegating. And so while it doesn't seem related, and a lot of the things I'm saying don't, people sometimes are like, oh, so what things do I need to do? How do I need to touch? Nope. You need to decompress. You need to delegate. It's,
Okay.
yeah, that's it.
So now, I know you talk about delegation and delegating to kids as well. But remember, we're talking about in a long-term relationship. Maybe the kids have left home, and now it's the man and the woman. They are both empty nesters. They find themselves back in the honeymoon phase where there are no more kids. It's just man and wife in this big old house, and man is busy, wife is busy. All of them are high achievers. So when do they find time to have this intimacy that you're talking about so that they can actually bond and not drift apart?
Yeah. So it's a very simple diary situation, isn't it? Then, just like you schedule everything else, just like you schedule time to go to the gym or time to get your hair done and time, or, time for date night, right? You make a schedule, date night distinct from sex play, right? So there is date night, which doesn't automatically equal sex play. And then there's sex play, which you can throw in anywhere, anytime, right?
Okay.
Can make a 30-minute practice in the morning, or a 2-hour practice on Wednesday nights. You know what I mean? So you have to schedule it just like everything else.
Yeah. And then I know that for me, I like um I like things to be spontaneous, right? In a relationship, when I was married, I just like things to be spontaneous because I don't want to want to look at sex in a relationship like because here is I was watching a movie on Netflix the other day, one of the that was last weekend when the doctor asked me to bed rest. And so I was just being lazy and watching a show on Netflix, and the man and the wife, no, were now saying, "Oh, okay, and honey, can we have this thing, on a certain day and a certain time?" Like, heck no! I just said myself saying, "Heck no! How can you schedule a time to have intimacy with yourself? Just let it happen. It should happen." And this is
Yes.
why I'm always um I'm finding my words now. I'm always supporting, relationship where the man and the wife make time for themselves.
Yeah.
Because if I know for somebody like me, for you, I can be very headstrong, and for you to say you want to have an intimacy with me, you have to make me want to. You have to make me look forward to it. You don't just want to pounce on me, just when it is, in the middle of the night or whatever, and hey, let's happen. No, it won't work like that. That's why
And it could.
yeah, but again, that is why we're women. We
Right.
want to be wooed. WOOED. We want to be wooed. We're queens. We want to receive those charms from our Prince Charming, in our lives. So
Yeah.
help me to want you too. Make
Yes.
it fun for me because I think it goes both ways, both for the man and the woman. So if you know that tonight you are a man, you are busy too, and all of a sudden you have this big board meeting or big presentation coming in front of you, and you want to have a cool down or a grounded show with your wife, pick up the phone during the middle of the day and text her, honey, how are you? Have I told you lately that I love you?
Yes.
You can sing
Yes.
that song. Have I told?
You know, I love that.
Honey,
Definitely, like I said, it's the
oh my God,
cumulative
my eyes.
moments.
I can't
I
just.
see your eyes.
I can't
Oh
stop. Yeah,
my.
my eyes. I can't stop crying. It's the allergies are just really like.
Yeah. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry you're suffering.
No. It's okay. To me, I don't even look at it as suffering. I'm smiling, isn't it?
And sometimes we smile through the pain, and it's okay to feel the pain too, because you can't, that can be a path to pleasure as
What do they
well.
say? When life throws you lemons, you make lemonade,
Lemonade.
lemon cake,
Yes.
lemon
The
drink, lemon tea. You make everything lemon.
lemon meringue pie. Yeah. Yum. I
Yeah, so
love that.
I can't let the allergy stop me from doing what I love to do, which is I want to make people happy. I want to make people fulfilled. I want to genuinely help people in their relationship, in their connections, in their life, in their business.
Yeah.
And what better way to do that other than find the experts and bring it to them? And that's exactly what you're doing today because, hey, this may seems like a very delicate, little, or whatever trivial manner you want to throw this in. But I tell you, for someone like me that I have had the privilege to speak with a lot of women, I've spoken in a lot of women conferences in a church as well. So I hear the burning desires in the conversation that women are having. I like to have the one-on-one conversation in the private, behind the scenes conversation. So I know firsthand what having intimacy in the relationship can do to improve or damage a relationship. And
Yeah.
that's why I bring you Cordelia because I know her. I know what she can help you to achieve in your marriage, in your relationship to strengthen it, especially at the retreat. She's promised that she's going to show us the sex dance, She's promised to show us how to really make yourself attractive. You see her anytime she comes online with me. Hey, no. Let's take a moment to really appraise this lady. Isn't she a gorgeous beauty? Look at her embrace, everything about her. Look at it. From her curvy. You need to see her when she's standing. Look at her shoulders. Hey, can I see your arm, baby?
Oh, my arm.
Oh my God. She's stoned. So she's going to show you how to create that. And we also have our health coach, Sarah, who is going to come with her cute little smelling nice spray, because I am big on smell. I am big on smell. I love to smell good. Yeah, look, I have to toot my own. Yes, I love to smell good. Whether there's a man in my life or not, I love to smell
Oh
good for
yes,
me.
so important.
When I go to bed, I want to smell nice when I'm lying down on my bed. When you meet me, if you meet me in person, oh my God, you're gonna ask me, babe, what are you wearing? That's me. I give you a handshake and you put it in your. You want to know, okay, who is this woman? That is me. And so these are all the little things you're going to be learning at the Girl Fix Your Crown retreat. And Cordelia, I'm going to really let you. I know you want to keep it down low, and you're playing it down. You're not trying to hype it up like Bridget, but I really want you to give them because we have 10 minutes or 9 minutes, because it's for 45 minutes show. We have 9 minutes before this show ends. I really
Mhm.
want you to take time and give it to them what they will expect at the retreat. And hey, why she's gathering her thoughts to pour into you, hurry now to go grab your ticket, because the team and I, we really had made the ticket to be affordable. And not only that, I know you will say, but Bridget, I do not have money. Oh, I already answered that question. That's why you can use Affirm or Klarna to make your payment for the retreat. And payments could be as low as $47 a week. Hey, you and I know that you spend that more than that when you do your nails, right? When you go to the nail salon to do that. Why not? We are not saying invest in you, invest in your relationship, invest in your money affairs, invest in your mindset, so that you can look back and thank yourself later for doing this. Otherwise, 2025 is going to come again and you'll know, oh my God, I'm still where I am, and you'll still be moaning. So go grab your ticket before the prices go up, because I promise you the price will go up. Definitely, it will go up. Yeah. So, Cordelia, it is your time. Take it away.
Thank you, Bridget, and thank you for that generous offer. Like, you make it accessible for many women, you know.
Yeah.
So I am so excited to have an intimate space for us to really dive deep into this conversation. Like, we've taught, I feel like it was one sided, right? Because it was kind of just me and you talking. We don't get to really hear the voices of the women watching now. But
Yeah.
just imagine we'll be together in a space with just maybe not more than 20 of you, right? Or maybe 30 of you. And we'll get to know, you'll get to know yourself intimately by actually dancing and feeling into your body, all the things, all the questions that you ever wanted to ask about all the things, and how to approach and how to make requests.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, even down to
And
like,
how to say no nicely, honey.
I was about to say,
Instead of
yeah,
saying I have a headache.
right. And, you know, well, how to say no in many ways, right? Like, include consent into your relationship. And a lot of people overlook that, you know, oh, we've been married 5 years, 10 years. Consent still matters, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I'm all for spontaneity, but it's not spontaneous when everybody doesn't want to play, right?
Yeah.
And knowing it's, I know so many women, I have a lot of these conversations where people are just like, oh, you know, I just let it go. Oh, I just, we're going to talk about all of that. It's not okay, because those are small things that cause resentment within you over time, which may be why you're not having sex, because you don't even know how long you've been creating this resentment in your body, but your
Mm-hmm.
body knows. And so, that when I talk about somatic dance, that's what we're talking about. We will be in, you know, really into your body and really understanding what's the messages. You know, a lot of women think Oh, it's because of menopause that my everything's dried up, or I have no libido. It may just be resentment. you know Resentment does present in the body as a form of pain. It presents as it does dry you up because it exhausts your life force.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people think when it comes to sex, it's only men that lose their life force. But if you're a woman and you're not having sex because there's so much resentment in your body, it exhausts your life force as well. But we're more familiar with terms like um, fib- what is it, cystic fibrosis, or breast
No,
cancer,
no, but
or
let me say something good now. How did you keep the best for the last?
why did I keep the
Because now we only have 5 minutes, and you're saying something that is really very,
important?
very important, because resentment in relationship can cause vaginal dryness, you said, and can
Yes.
cause, you not being in the mood, and can cause all of those headaches,
Yeah.
imaginary headache that you have, or all the excuses that you have of pushing your partner away. And then next time, especially if the partner is from Africa, you know that you're pushing that man into a side chick. Oh, seriously, you
But Africans don't have a monopoly on that. I just want you to know.
oh my
I have
God.
heard tell of other people from other continents doing the same. So perhaps it's just a thing that resentment creates in a relationship. It will push anybody to somewhere. So, but
So
mostly it kills you,
yeah,
and
honestly.
that's why I'm going back to the exhausted and exalted where we began this conversation. As you choose to exalt yourself and your own needs and your requirements sexually in every single moment, then you don't have to worry about having pain. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Madeline.
But it's the truth. Is it true? Because these are practical things. That's what I said before initially when I said the post out on social media. I said, hey, this is going to be an adult conversation. It's a non-judgmental zone, and make sure that you are in a private place where you are able to have a conversation like this, because these are conversations that people don't want to talk about, but it's there. Somebody is in pain. A lady is suffering because they don't know how to address this issue that you're talking about. You're talking about all of this, and now all of a sudden you are saying that when I have a resentment towards my partner, my body can react in a certain way. You can some women complain that they have painful intercourse. They have pains when they're having intercourse with their spouse. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe there is a resentment that you are having towards your partner because you feel all he wants is just to have sex with you. He does not care about your feelings,
But the
especially.
resentment could come from many things, Bridget, right? Because again, if you're just the two left in the house, come to an agreement, hire somebody to take care of the things in the house, right? The kids are gone, neither one of you want to do it, or you don't have time to do it. You could be you, or you could choose to use that time to just be with each other, right?
Mhm.
And that's something to agree upon, to delegate. So resentment comes from many places. And um, and what if you no longer had resentment in your relationship or in your life? Because the way you are at home, you are outside. So the same things you complain about, at home, you'll complain about everywhere and exhaust yourself all day long. But at the retreat, I will show you some ways that you can exalt yourself all day long, and re-enliven pleasure, in every moment of your life. And so you want to come down to Atlanta, Georgia in November and be with us, especially me, if you are feeling exhausted, dried up, overwhelmed, stressed out, anxious, and you can't even
Oh my
stand the sight of
God.
your partner anymore.
Can somebody help us chat that? Oh my God, she said so. I can't even type it. If you are dried up, overwhelmed,
Dried up, exhausted.
no, I have to type it. No, are you dried up? Oh my God, this Jesus. dried up, overwhelmed.
You're actually typing this.
Yes, exhausted. What again you said?
And you can't even stand the look of your partner anymore.
You are dried up, overwhelmed, exhausted, making negative excuses, making
Okay, that's a Bridget addition.
headache, headache excuses,
Headache, yes.
and can't stand your partner in the bed. Okay, what is? What am I saying? Grab your ticket now.
Yeah, grab your ticket now. Come and be with us for a weekend. You know, it's Veterans Day weekend, so this will be an opportunity for you to do something for yourself, be kind to yourself, and you know, get in touch with your desires. Maybe you've simply forgotten that you can have desires. Maybe you've forgotten that you can have requirements, you know? Maybe if you're an empty nester, you're so accustomed to giving to your family and pouring into them. And this is your opportunity to volunteer to pour into yourself more deeply.
Okay, read it. Did I get it?
You got it. Bridget, I love you.
I
This
love you
is
more.
I I just love how you really provide a space where women can be themselves, and just admit that my crown is fallen off my head, it's broken, it's shattered. I need some help. I need some sisters to help me put it back together. And that's really, why you wrote your book, why you created the retreat for us. And, and you've invited us to support the women that you serve. So I'm so honored that you asked me. And,
That you
this is, and now you're crying for real.
because
Before it was the allergies.
yeah, because you just touched on a very, very oh my god. You just touched on very soft spot for me because the reason why I do what I do is because I went through a period of abuse in my marriage that when the judge declared my marriage over here in Washington State, and I was driving home from the courtroom on that April in 2017, I said to myself, no, no woman, no woman that I know is going to go through what I went through. Mm-mm, mm-mm. I'm going to create a space for women to be able to speak out. For at least they don't. I'm not saying that they can go onto the public and be speaking. At least within the space, I'm going to create a space where we can genuinely support the women. And I said to myself, and I'm going to provide whatever that vehicle looks like. I'm going to provide that, and that's why Cordelia. It's not by luck that we met, because I don't believe in luck. I called it in and manifested it because these were the things that I know that a lot of women are challenged, especially from my part of the world. Sex is not something we discuss like openly like this. In fact, the people who know me know that for me to even say sex on social media is something, even on LinkedIn as a professional, I wouldn't do that. But it's become imperative that we talk about these things because if you were like me, I didn't have a mom before I got married. And you know that sometimes a mom and a daughter, they share a lot of great talks together. I didn't have the opportunity to talk to my mom or to ask anyone about these things before I got into my marriage. So I went in,
Yeah, breath. Just take a breath.
naive. And now I have the opportunity to, empower other women for them to ask me questions and I'll be able to tell them, hey, this is how I navigated the waters and this is how I came out on the other side. And that's why I never preach what I don't do. I never share with other women what I have never done. And I knew that maybe perhaps if I could have this kind of conversations in the bedroom with my husband, then no, who knows? Maybe life would have been better. But I couldn't because nobody taught me that I could do that. And it's not a bad thing. I just wasn't taught. Like I told you the other day, my mom had told me, hey, Bridget, if you allow a man to touch your breast, you can get pregnant. And then Regina the course said yes, because that leads to an action that can lead you to get pregnant, which is
Right.
correct. And so when I was teaching my daughter that same thing, and my daughter, she's a millennium, she's like, Mom, where did you get that from?
Well,
They laughed and laughed and laughed. And like I too, I was laughing. So I told her where I learned it from my mom, and it worked. It worked for me. I never got pregnant. I went to high school, I went to college, I went to university, I had my master's degree, and I would never go pregnant. Like stay away from all of those kind of things. You see what I mean?
yeah. Yeah. So then when it was time to actually be okay with all that, then it was like, yeah.
But it's good that even as a Christian woman to have this conversation, because I went to what they call it. I went to the pre-wedding, classes in the church, before I got married, and we didn't teach us this part, you know, even though I got married in a Catholic church then, but they didn't teach me this part of it, and I didn't know, and it's okay, because now I know, because I'm in the level of awareness, and now I can talk about it, because hey, girl, I have, I am seasoned. I am a new wine. I keep calling myself like that. I'm new wine.
Yeah. See, now that we get to be the aunties, right?
Yeah,
And and we can just teach the next generation that it's okay,
that's right.
to have these conversations and make these requests and know your body and know yourself and know
Mhm.
how to speak up for your desires. Fortunately, my mom was, a Chanel hippie. I think I said that the last conversation. uh, and actually, Oscar de la Renta, just to be clear. I don't even know if people know what that is. But anyway, so the point is, I did not grow up in a home where we did not discuss sex. So I knew about these things, and
Mhm.
my mother, um, yeah, she helped me to understand the importance of knowing my body and knowing, my desires and things like that. So I just decided to enhance my education by, going to tantra and somatic sexology school so that I can teach my children the same thing. I mean, I already know what I know, but now I know more than that.
Yeah, and most
And
times the kids even know a lot more than us these days. But
no, we have the conversations. I straighten out the misinformation they come across, and there's a lot of misinformation out there.
oh
Yeah.
yes, there are a lot, and that's why it's good to have that mother and daughter, or mother and son, or father and son conversation with your kids. Because this is really good and empowering. Hey, we have really overrun our
Yes, I was about to say it
time.
was 9 minutes, nine
Hey,
minutes ago.
you do this to me. You do this to me. Look, I don't know. I've been laughing and kicking with you. I even forgot to click my glass with
Oh,
you for a drink. I forgot because we've been doing a lot of kicking and laughing and having this discussion, because these are very crucial conversations, but they are very difficult conversations, I must say. So if you are catching the replay, I really want you to take your time and be patient to really go through what we have discussed today. Perhaps you still have a question. That should propel you to click the button and meet us in Atlanta, November 8th to the 9th. I promise you, you will not regret ever being there. And apart from that, if you still have any questions that you need immediate response to, where can they reach you, Cordelia?
I'm everywhere on social media as Cordelia Gaffar. So on Instagram, on LinkedIn, I'm I'm Googleable.
Okay, okay,
And my website is also my name, so I make it so
okay.
easy.
So the lady is very social. So find her everywhere on social media by simply typing the name Cordelia Gaffar. J A G
No.
A G
I
A F F
GAF.
Gaffar. I know the spelling. Cordelia Gaffar. Yes. Oh my goodness. Did you enjoy today's session? On a more serious note, if you did, we'd like to hear back from you. Simply send us your feedback or your comment or send us a DM. And we'll be happy to talk to you again. And hey, if there's any discussion you want us to take further whilst you're still making up your mind to come to the retreat, you can also send that to me privately, and I promise we'll bring that your way without even mentioning your name. So until we see you next time, hey, Sip and Shine Fridays is here to stay. So grab your drink next week Friday and come again and join us as we bring you another episode. But until then, I want you to be well, be happy, be blessed, be grateful that you're alive and you're here. And whatever you can do this weekend to put a spark in that relationship of yours, baby, go do it. Girl, fix your crown. I am applauding you to go live your life in full this weekend. All right. So Cordelia, any last word for them as we close?
Hmm. And choose pleasure. Of course, I'm going to say that. Be free yourself to choose pleasure.
She's just cracking me up over here. You can tell. Oh my goodness. All right. So I'm gonna choose pleasure. Anyway, this evening I'm spending the night with an important somebody. I will let you know later. So until then, have a good evening. Bye bye. I'll see you
Good
again.
night.
Good night. Thank you so much to Madeline, to ID, and to every one of you who joined us today and who will be watching the replay. Thank you. Have a blessed weekend. Bye bye.